Hey YouTube, this is PowerBricks and I'm back with another LEGO Megazord review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Spino Thunder Megazord. Now we're getting close to the end of this wave and pretty soon we'll be done with all the dinos. But for now we're going to take a look at this Spino Zord. Now this Zord consists of two Zords and it's based off of the BAKUREN or the Blizzard Megazord from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. BAKUREN from Power Ranger for those who don't know. But anyway, we have two Zords specifically, and we're taking a look at the Styracosaurus and the Spinosaurus, which is really cool. And this is a fantastic figure. When I say fantastic, absolutely insane. Just look at the details. This is probably one of my favorite Dino Zords to go over, and I just can't wait to get into it. So before we get into everything, let's take a quick look at the Dino Discs. Number 19, Spinosaurus, and then Styracosaurus is right here, alongside Dimetro in the middle. Now I do have some other Zords, because there's a lot of cool combos that go along with this, which is pretty cool. And then last but not least, we get into the Rangers. So there's Ranger number 6, Zeke, right here. You can see him in his Styracto mode, right here. And this is the Spino mode. You can see silver and all that jazz. All right, so anyway, let's get into this. So first up is the Styracosaurus. And man, oh man, oh man, is this a beauty. Just look at all of those colors, that lilac. We got the silver, the black, the gold, the red, everything just fits very, very well. Now articulation is only in the mouth for the head, which is okay. There's also leg movement here. The legs are on a ball joint, so there is some movement and there is a little bit of butterfly. Whee! But that is there. All right, so over here we have tail articulation, which is pretty cool for the most part, and there is movement in the hips so he can shake his tail a little bit, which is pretty nice. All right, so overall, pretty nice sword. There's also a little movement in the that part there, but it just comes off when I move that. So really it's not supposed to be moved anyway. So why did I even touch it? But for most part, this is a really good Zord, and I think that it does compare well to the other Triceratops Zords. So I should show them off. Or maybe no, I'm gonna wait until I do the next Zord, and then I'll show off all the Ceratopsians. I think that would be pretty cool. And there's a reason why I want to wait till the next video. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this guy right here. Let's get into that Spinos. Now I almost went into Zord mode without showing you his primetime feature. So this little drill up here can detach and it can be replaced with this giant cannon. So now we have a giant Spino with a cannon on top, which I think is pretty cool. He can do this thing where he puts his head down and he just sort of like shoots the cannon. Let me see if I can adjust the camera just a little bit. Yeah, but he can do this cannon little thing where he has his rotatable barrel, which is pretty nice. He can also put his head up and just shoot it. I think this is pretty cool. This is an absolute sick Zord. Amongst all of the Dino Zords, I think he is probably my favorite. He's just super awesome. Like, come on, man, this is a freaking Spinosaurus. That's awesome. Now, also, before I get into doing anything else, like combining and dismantling this entire Zord for some reason, I want to show you guys the size comparison of how big he is compared to the other carnivores. And let's grab them. So, here is our buddy, the Carnotaurus, next to him, and we're gonna grab our buddy, the Tyrannosaurus, right here. So move these guys a little closer in frame. We can get a good size comparison on how these guys look. Okay, so for the most part, they compare pretty well though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little unsure about how this would look, but it's a pretty good setup. I mean, they came out pretty good. This is definitely like a mixture of the both of them in a sense. These guys are huge, man. They are huge. So I'm really trying to make a lot of room on the desk and also room for myself to even reach over and grab these things. But these are some huge Zords, guys. It's just really cool that the Spinosaurus and the Carnotaurus terrorized the Tyranno and all the other Rangers. I think it's pretty neat, the fact that we have some evil Zords that can do that. Now, that's pretty much it for the size comparison. There's not much to go off of. You can see it for yourself. So let's get into the next part of the Zord. Now here is the beauty that we've all been waiting for, the Spinozord. Just look at that head sculpt. Absolutely insane. We have yellow eyes, there's black, there's silver teeth that are absolutely just insane. I just keep saying absolutely. I don't know why, but this is a freaking awesome Zord. So there's some arm articulation, there's finger movement, which is great. Just look at those metallic fingers. Can't go wrong. There's nice metallic paint all throughout the entire figure. There's silver spots everywhere. There's leg articulation, which is predominantly for the transformation, and there's also some ankle movement, which is great because it gives it more mobility. There's also tail articulation. There's 1, 2, 3 points of articulation right here, and the tail is very interestingly shaped. There's also a huge drill spine on top of the Zord, and I think that's pretty cool too. Now, for head articulation, there is a little bit of head movement, and of course the mouth does open, which is nice. For the most part, that's all that he can do. Now, there is more to this Spino Zord. It's not just a dinosaur. There's also a ship mode, which is pretty cool. So let's get him into the ship mode. So first, I'm gonna raise these up right here. And then, without pulling that off, because this guy is very well engineered. He's made to go through a bunch of transformations. Like, guys, I'm trying to tell you guys. This is one of the ultimate Zords out of the entire set. Again, I'm gonna show you guys how this works. I'm gonna fold up the legs. And turn this around a little bit. And pretty much, I want everything to look like a jet. It's gonna look like a jet when it's done. Something like that. Turn that around. It's not too hard to do. Boom. And here is the giant jet mode. Kind of reminds you of the drill mode from the Q-Rex from Megaforce. Very similar to that, but it's just a giant spaceship that flies around in a sense and torments every single ranger that it sees. I think that is pretty cool for the most part though. It looks nice. There's also this opening, this giant mouth claw thingy. But I think it's pretty cool though. This is a nice little ship mode. Just something cool to have on the side. I can also kind of stand it up. Let me see if I can stand this thing up. I mean, yeah, I guess I can stand this up and it looks more like a rocket ship in a sense. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like this thing. So yeah, besides that, that's all that I can do. Now let's get into the Zord mode. So far, these are all of the Zords that are piloted by the evil 6th Ranger. Absolutely insane. We got the Spinosaurus, Dimetrodon, and the Styracosaurus. I think that these are some really cool Zords. Not only are the details just insane, but the color scheme fits very, very well. It really does just scream, I'm an evil Megazord. And I think that these are probably one of my favorite Zords out of the entire set. There are more, but these guys, trust me, they are up there for probably some of the best dino Zords that I've ever built in history. So yeah, let's go to the next one, shall we? Now, the Power Rangers is one of my favorite of all time, and they definitely have one thing that keeps my eye always entertained, and that's the Megazords. Without those, I feel like they'd be missing a core element into what makes them Power Rangers. So let's combine these guys into the Megazord. So first, we're going to start off with the Styracosaurus, and I think this is going to be really interesting. So let's zoom in and get a better focus. So how do we transform this sword? First, we fold down the horns, right? Then I'm gonna fold up these legs right here. Once I fold up the legs, I can then turn this body section around, and then I come to these legs. Well, first flip out this connector port right there, okay? Then I'm gonna raise this leg up like that, turn it around, pull the tail down like so. Then I'm gonna raise this up, bring it down, boom. And there is an arm, absolutely insane, great quality, just solid arm. All right, now we can set this to the side. We can focus on the big guy himself, the Spinosaurus. So let's do it. All right, I wanted to use my English accent, well, British accent, fake British accent. But anyway, let's straighten out the legs, okay? All right, then I'm going to close up the claws, stand up the figure, okay? Then I'm gonna reach back here, take off his spine, then I'm gonna flip this head backwards, okay, and open the jaw. You can already see where this is going. It's actually really easy to transform, it's not hard. I pull this off, okay, flip out the connector, fold the drill around, plug it in. Then I get the Styracosaurus, plug it in, really giving us that BAKUREN vibe. I mean, you guys already know what's up. Now we come to the head, and this is where it gets interesting. So push that back just a little bit. All right, now let's focus on this head. Now this piece was on the back of the spine. So what I do is I fold these out, and then up here there's like a rotatable joint right there, you can see. And there's the Zord head. Pretty simple. You guys have seen this sword many times. So really nice sword head. I like the gold. I like the sea green or teal right there with the blue and yellow. Really nice fit. And then there are some great pieces on there. So let's connect this bad boy. Put the head on. And here is our Spino Storm Megazord. Absolutely insane quality. This is a massive Zord. The only thing that bothers me is this, but it's not too much of a bother. The engineering, I couldn't add another hinge to go on there. It would have made his neck really long and floppy and just weird. So I couldn't do it. But anyway, the Zord itself is nice. So we got 360 arm rotation on this bad boy. There's also movement in the shoulders right there. Let's take a little zoom in. There's a little movement in the shoulders right there. It's Lego, what are you gonna do? All right, but there's a little movement there. There's also a bend in the elbow right here. I gotta zoom it out a little bit. But there's a bend in the elbow. You can see a slight bend, and we can also rotate that around for the shield mode. There's also the drill that does work. Little spitty drill. But yeah, that has 360. There's some outer arm movement, which is really nice. A bend at the knee. Foot articulation. Always. Got some nice ratchets. Solid. Nice bend right there. Absolutely insane quality. Gotta love this sword. Bend. 360. All right. Now, he can get into some really cool poses too. Let's see, have that one. Something like that, yeah. Really cool dino pose. I think that's pretty sick for the most part. Really nice sword. This sword is awesome. Really, really awesome. I love this sword. Now, yeah, that's all I can say. Just look at the details on this bad boy. I mean, let's get a better look at him. Well then, here's a size comparison of the two main Evil Zords. Now that we have the Spino Zord, the team for Evil Zords is practically complete. So, here are the Rangers real quick. This is Ranger number 5, Jacob. You see we have the Moza mode, the Carnotaurus mode, and the Raptor mode. This is Ranger number 6, Zeke. This is the Dimetro mode, Styracto mode, and the Spino mode. Now, there is one more thing to note. When it comes to these Ranger forms, there is an extra form that I have shown you before, but most of you probably don't remember. But this is the hyper form for Jacob right here when he gets his hyper powers. This has the Megalodon, the Ammonite, and the Tupendaculus. They all go to that Zord. Now, the Tupendaculus is right here. And I'm gonna be saving this for the next video because he can combine with that, and so can the Dimetro. So I think that they would fit very well for that Zord. So like, comment, subscribe. That's pretty much it for this video. And this is PowerBricks signing off. Wee!